Good morning, Michael Kunkel, the truth spitter. Tires look pretty good. This old vehicle here, they park it here, I reckon, every day. 30-minute parking only. But they keep it parked here all day long. You know what I mean, Vern? Even though it clearly says 30-minute parking only. GV 9519P, Whitfield County Government. Good morning, Ronnie Tackett. How you doing this morning, Ronnie? Yeah, it is. It's mighty hot already this morning. Oh, EagleNick's not wearing his shirt. I'm wearing that cooling cloth to keep cool. And I was able to get up here early this morning because they were having cereal at Providence, and I just don't really care too much for cereal for breakfast because it does not stick with you. I can hear a bunch of my crow buddies up here. Good morning, EagleNick. AUDITS. You know what I mean, VERN. And we're live this morning at the Whitfield County Courthouse in downtown Dalton, Georgia. And I'll be getting off at Georgia Probation Services Incorporated probation in 3 days. Now, I have done completed all the monetary obligations. The only thing I got left now is in the last 3 days. My probation ends on July the 18th. Look, somebody's watching. There's a camera. There's a camera. There's a camera. As well as I'm sure they've got many cameras inside. We got one more outside this morning. We got EagleNick. But we have to be up here a week from this Friday to go back in front of Judge Jack Partain one more time. Double jeopardy. Now, it is supposed to just be an appeal. You know, it's not supposed to be a retrial. A retrial is double jeopardy under the 8th Amendment. Good morning, Billy Burns. July the 25th at 9 a.m. in courtroom 1 of the Whitfield County Superior Court, the state court. July the 25th at 9 a.m. in courtroom 1. We just got up here a little bit early today. They ain't really no bunch of people up here yet. Had a big old spider web just went across my head. I could have swore I come right through here and it wasn't there, but it was there when I came back just then. But it is mighty hot out here already. Good morning, Fred Hinkle. How you doing this morning in southern Indiana, brother? I wonder what they put in that time capsule. Now, on that date, May the 22nd, 2026, will be 50 years that time capsule has been in the ground. Good morning, Deadly Kitten. Good morning, Shelly's house. We're going to take this cigar butt right here and take it over here and throw it in this garbage can so that they can't try to say, oh, EagleNick is out here littering. There goes one of my crow buddies. Ah, ah, ah! But we're going to chunk this right in here. That way they can't try to say we're littering. You know what I mean, VERN. Alpha Waste Disposal. Now, they waved at us. It's still mighty early. It's only getting close to 7:30. I usually don't start my live stream till around this time. Look at all these big hoes. I didn't think it'd have to make such big hose for them to place that avenue of flags up here. But you can clearly see the hose where they'll be putting them avenue of flags up. Well, that Whitfield County Sheriff's Department officer did a good job by turning on his blue lights, because there was an ambulance and another Hamilton medical emergency vehicle, a first responder headed south here on Thornton Avenue. Used to be called Highway 41 South. Good morning, EagleNick 24. How you doing this morning? Yep, there must have been a wreck somewhere. There's another one of my crow buddies landed over there on that telephone pole. Now they're hanging out up here around the courthouse, keeping an eye out for old EagleNick. I just seen a Dalton Police Department officer turn onto that road way up yonder, and just seen a Whitfield County headed west there on Wall Street. Check out these gutters, and I've heard these things they seem like these are aluminum, but the ones up here on the City Hall are said to be copper. Maybe these are copper as well. Good morning, Alan Davis. Just isn't anything going on this side right now, so we're gonna go back around. Look, you can see the moon reflected in that window. There is the moon, and there is the reflection of the moon. I just feel a big old spider web on me. morning, Big Boy, Georgia. How you doing this morning? Well, the biggest crooks in Dalton, Georgia is the government. Across the street there, we got our crooked United States Post Office. No, EagleNick will be off probation in 3 days. That will be the end of my banishment from the post offices in the Courthouse Judicial District. Now, I've had a lot of people say, EagleNick, you need to go back up there to the post office. Now, I've got a logical question to ask everybody. If you stick your hand in the hole and you get bit by a snake, and you know that snake is still in that hole, why would you want to stick your hand back in the hole to get bit by that snake again? When you already know that there is a snake inside that will bite you, why would you risk being bit again when you know what is in the hole? You know what I mean, Vern? I have done proved that the postmaster is crooked, that the postmaster thinks she is above we the people. I've done proved how dirty the Dalton Police Department is. I have done proved what a crooked kangaroo courthouse, a kangaroo government system we have here in Dalton, Georgia, Whitfield County. There is a big difference in being scared, Nick, than not having any reason to go back. Like I said, I've done proved my point. I've done showed how corrupt they are. Done showed how dirty and crooked the postmaster is. That she would perjure herself on the witness stand to get a false conviction against someone for exercising their constitutional rights. And I'm pretty sure you've not been trespassed from up here, Nick. So what's stopping you from coming up here to the courthouse or the post office? If you're afraid, just say you're afraid. I'm not afraid, but I do not have any more reason to go up there. I've done proved how corrupt they are. I don't got to go and get arrested again just to prove how dirty and crooked our postmaster is, or how dirty and crooked the Dalton Police Department is. Well, there's a big difference between you and me, Nick. I am not afraid of the postmaster. I'm not afraid of the Dalton Police Department, but I have already had my rights violated. I have already proved how crooked and corrupt they are. I will be back up here on July the 25th to face the same charge a second time, double jeopardy under the 8th Amendment of the United States Constitution. Don't know why all these people's pulling past this stop line right here. You know, this is the stop line. This is a crosswalk. We're going to go ahead and walk back here around to the front. EagleNick is not afraid of the postmaster. I'm not afraid of the Dalton Police Department. But it's like I said, I've already proven a point. There's one of my crow buddies over here. Now, in that video where Lieutenant Bishop was saying that I was trespassed, all I was doing was showing where all 4 posters of poster 7 was located. I did not even plan on going back inside the post office, but I decided to go in and look and find the hours to obtain a passport. I clearly stated that on the video. Where you at, crow buddy? I hear you, but I don't saw you. Now, I can hear my crow buddies all up here, but I don't know where they're at. I think it's one of them over there in that magnolia tree. And I'm pretty sure there's one right here in this big tree in front of the courthouse. Good morning, Eileen on myself. Good morning, Sheila, go forth. Good morning, Mr. Got Your Wife. Yeah, what chance do you think I actually have of being found not guilty when I have to face the same corrupt judge again? When I'm supposed to be in front of Judge Burt Poston, yeah, I'm having to face a judge that has been retired for over 9 years for a second time. A judge who disrespected EagleNick because the district attorney told a bunch of lies. Now, usually there's a police, sheriff's vehicle parked right here, but they're not here this morning. There's one parked over here, but there's nobody driving it. It is parked, there's nobody in the car, but there's usually one parked right here in the middle watching these stop signs. to make sure nobody runs to stop signs. But for whatever reason, there's none here. There goes a squirrel going across the road. Hello, little squirrely. Yep, up the telephone pole. Good morning, TBB 76. Good morning, First Cab 6869. Boy, I tell you, it is getting hot out here. We're going to go over here on this other side. I wonder where our friendly officer is. It's usually parked right here in the middle, watching these stop signs.
Good morning.
Good morning. How you doing, ma'am? Now that lady right here, she was nice as she come by. She said good morning. Boy, I tell you, it's hot as crap out here. Yeah, one morning, on the morning of my trial on October the 2nd of 2024, the district attorney pulled up to the front right here at the courthouse. Right over there in the corner, he was driving. He got out of his vehicle. His wife got out of the other side and got in the driver's side. But the district attorney went in there lying and crying to Judge Fartane, said he was out there recording my family. He was just trying to cause EagleNick trouble. He was trying to violate my rights before my damn trial ever even got started. He sat there and he painted a bad picture of EagleNick to the jury, telling the jury that EagleNick wasn't protecting anybody's rights. Good morning, Scott. Good morning, JD 187. Now, like I said, I don't know what happened to there's usually a Whitfield County Sheriff's Department vehicle parks up here watching these stop signs to make sure nobody runs to stop signs, but they don't have one parked out here this morning. But the district attorney, he pulled in right down yonder where you see that door at. That's the first thing he started doing, was crying to the judge. Had the judge to admonish me to belittle me. You know, that was before the trial even got started. The judge does not seem to understand where his authority begins and where it ends. Now, his authority does not have anything to do with EagleNick exercising his rights. He is supposed to uphold and protect my damn rights. He's not supposed to be the first one to jump on that bandwagon to try to violate my rights. You know, he is supposed to be a military veteran who fought for the Constitution. If you could call pushing pencils on paper fighting for the Constitution, I don't. You know, he went in the Desert Storm, but he was pushing pencils. But I don't know where that Whitfield County officer is. It's usually right here in the front. That's the only reason I walked back around here. Hell, I'd have stayed around on the front side if I would have known that he wasn't going to be parked around here this time. Damn, this vehicle stopped way back from that stop sign while I was crossing, and then they just pulled up and kept on going. They didn't actually stop at that stop sign. But that is probably a well-to-do or a member of our government. They're allowed to get away with it. You or me, they would give us a ticket for it. They've got cameras up here that covers it. You know, they got cameras that I'm sure can see the stop signs. But there is usually a Whitfield County officer parked right there by that middle light pole. But they are not up here this morning. We got the bike parked right here in front. Shouldn't have to worry about nobody trying to steal it because they got a camera right here. You know, that camera should definitely be able to see that bicycle. Should be able to see this whole area right here. As well as all the way out to the road, I would say. One of them cameras sees a whole lot more than you'd think it would. There went an ambulance headed east on Wall Street. Check out them big ass hoes, boy. Them are some big old hoes just to put up an avenue of flags, I tell you. guess that lady wants to be on the live stream. She done clicked that thing one time, so I guess she clicked it again. This is the car she's driving. Getting here this early, she has to be one of our public servants. I don't know what she does. I'm gonna go back around to the front here on down Thornton Avenue. Oh man. It is hot, hot, hot out here. Hot and humid already. Good morning, Georgia Regulator. Good morning, C. Dubs Watson. Good morning, Scott. JD 187. Anybody else I may have missed? Good morning. I got to get back around out here onto the main side of the highway where I can get out of this sun. It's mighty, mighty hot. Hell, it ought to be getting close to 8 o'clock. Now, there's usually already a Whitfield County Sheriff's Department vehicle parked around the front of the courthouse watching the stop signs, but they ain't none out there this morning. Don't even look like any vehicles pulled in yet. I see a couple, but I don't think they're none of them the police vehicles. The one thing about being up here where I'm at now, it's a whole lot cooler. That sun is not beating down on me. Yeah, I thought it should be getting close to 8 o'clock. Look, the gate's coming open. There's somebody fixing to pull in. Now, they was waving at old EagleNick when they come in. Sort of looks like that would be a judge. Now, we know that is not Jack Parting. That thing was pretty quiet. It didn't clang shut. Yeah, the way he's dressed, he looks like he would be a judge. I don't know what judge that would be. Good morning, Jim H. How you doing this morning? Please be sure to subscribe if you have not already done so. We are pushing for that 10,000 subscriber mark. Just a little over 400 subscribers away from 10,000. Yeah, we wasn't talking about gym teachers or jugs. I don't know where you got off on that, but hey, we like him jugs. You know what I mean, Vern? Right lane, must turn right. Good morning, boss. Boss Kano, we are live at the Whitfield County Courthouse in downtown Dalton, Georgia. We was sitting right here waiting on all the Whitfield County Sheriff's Department officers to come pulling into the fence back here. We could even see the sheriff, Mr. Darren Pierce, again this morning. Hey, but old EagleNick likes jugs. Good morning, Brett Rhea. How you doing? Great to see you again, Brett. Looks like they got aluminum foil on the windows up there at the top. Looks like maybe they got some tweakers or geekers up in there. You know what I mean, Vern? Putting aluminum foil up, unless that's some kind of ventilation system, because I can see it in this window as well as this one, but I don't see it in the other ones. Well, this is an old Dalton City school across the street over there. Used to be called City Park, I think. Yep, City Park School. I guess school's out for summer. We're gonna be sure to hold on to that cigarette duct right here. I might go ahead and put it in the pack. Just to show that I'm not littering. So they can't come up and try to say that I'm out here littering. Good morning. How you doing, brother? Doing great. Beautiful day. Y'all be sure to double tap your screen to give old EagleNick the like. It looks like them county police vehicles would start pulling in any time now. Boy, that fella wasn't here long. He just had pulled up the last 10 or 15 minutes. He's already headed out. But he definitely works here. He went inside the courthouse. He was friendly and talked to us and waved at us. But there should be a few more of them. We got some people waving at us this morning. Good morning, EagleNick AUDITS. You know what I mean, VERN? We're live at the Whitfield County Courthouse. We're just waiting on them to come pulling in up through here. They ought to be pulling in anytime. We got some people in here waving. Yeah. Hey, you have a blessed day, Alan Davis. I almost didn't recognize it was you since you changed that picture, brother. I was used to having it always having an orange circle. Good morning, Brett Rhea in Central Indiana. Oh, okay, that's what it is. You got a picture on there. I was always used to that, to it being an orange circle, so I didn't know for sure if that was you at the start with. I figured it had to be because I seen the wrench. Oh, we got another one coming in. I can't even see them now. I don't know if they done. No, they ain't got in yet. They going way in down there on that end door. That must be a judge. He did not look like Judge Jack Partain, so I don't know what judge that was. Good morning. How you doing? Doing great. Beautiful day out here. Said it's a beautiful day out here. Oh, yes, sir. That's what I got that baby for. Thank you, sir. He told me to stay cool out here. That's what old EagleNick is wearing this for. I keep that around my neck, keep cold water on it to try to stay cool. C. Dubs Watson. Yes, sir, I am a First Amendment auditor. I sure am, brother. I don't consider it creeping. I mean, I'm not hiding. I'm right here in plain sight. You know what I mean, VERN? I'm not creeping at all. I'm standing right here in the open. I ain't hiding. I don't have any reason to hide. I'm not afraid. I just can't figure out how come there ain't been no more of them pulling in yet. They usually already pulling in by now. Surely they're not hiding from old EagleNick. But we're fixing to hit 57 minutes on the live stream. See, it should be well after 8 o'clock, so I don't know why they ain't come in yet. Like I said, surely they're not hiding. And I won't go up in that area, even though they don't have no signs saying you can't go up through there. I'm not going to go up in there and give them no opportunity to try to say I'm trespassing. Good morning, Ryder. Yep, I'm on the Eastern Standard Time Zone. You must be on Central Time Zone. Well, I don't understand where they're at this morning. They usually done pulling in back here. Well, that dude in that white truck got mighty close to that damn curb there. If he had ran up on that curb, he would have run all over old EagleNick sitting up here on the sidewalk. Be hell if they get somebody to run me over. You know what I mean, VERN? Act like they was in a little bit of a hurry. Yeah, I'm trying to keep an eye on them. I ain't gonna let them slip up and run over me. I wouldn't put it past them, especially the Dalton Police Department. And maybe even that little crooked ass judge. I mean, you don't really stand a chance in a kangaroo court system when you have to go back in front of the same judge, when you have to face a judge that's been retired for over 9 years, who had been retired for over 8 years when I was convicted. Here's a K9 unit. Woof, woof. Woof. Murray County Sheriff K9 unit. Roof, roof. Who let the dogs out? I thought it was Whitfield County, but that was the Murray County Sheriff's Department K9 unit. Oh, I will. I'm pretty sure I've already seen gorilla audits. I'm pretty sure I'm subscribed to that channel, Alan. I'm pretty sure I'm already subscribed to Gorilla Audits, and I've not seen any of their content in a while. It has to be a lawyer who is licensed to practice in this state, though. Unless they are licensed to practice in the state of Georgia, it wouldn't do me no good. A law license is only valid in the states that they are issued. Now, there are some lawyers that practice in 2 or 3 different states, but most of them can only practice law in the state that they reside. I just can't figure out why there ain't been no more of them pulled in back here. There's usually 3 or 4 at least Whitfield County Sheriff's Department vehicles that parks back here. Plus the sheriff usually parks back here. Yep, they know I'm here, but that still shouldn't stop them from doing their job, you know. Oh yeah, I know they've got radios and cell phones. I'm sure they've been told that I'm here. That still ain't no reason they shouldn't come do their job. You know what I mean, Vern? They have a job to do. But for whatever reason, I'm going to show you before I walk back around to the other side. There is not the first Whitfield County Sheriff's Department vehicle back here. There goes one, Sheriff of Whitfield County. Now, they're usually not afraid to pull up, so I don't know what the deal is. This guy here looks like he just parked a government vehicle right here. That looks like the Board of Commissioners. We're trying to keep an eye out back behind us too, make sure they don't come slipping up on us. You know what I mean, Vern? Good morning. I'm not recording you, sir. I'm live. There is no expectation of privacy in public. Call them EagleNick. You too, sir. Thank you. Don't be recording me, he said. He's driving this government vehicle right here on the corner. Telling me don't be recording him. He can go ahead and call him if that's what he needs to do. You know what I mean, Vern? He went in that electrical room. Maybe he's going to go in there and electrocute somebody. And I was just fixing to tell him I like that mustache. Good morning, Patrick Hunt. How you doing, brother? But we're gonna go check out the front side of the courthouse. Maybe I'll ride the bicycle back around to this side. I'd say when we come back, there'll be 3 or 4 police vehicles parked in there. Well, not police vehicles, but sheriff's deputies' vehicles. Yeah, he told me, don't be recording me. Don't worry, brother, we're not recording, we are live. We're gonna go up here and check out this government vehicle he is driving that we the people pay for. I should have told him I'm gonna go up here and check out your vehicle too. You know what I mean, Vern? No, they don't have a front plate. 2727. You see, it clearly says on there, it says Constitution, wisdom, justice, and moderation. I would like to know where they're at on that wisdom, justice, and moderation. You know what I mean, Vern? See what kind of trash they got in the back of it. At least they didn't leave the keys in the vehicle. Well, check out that old tire. Look at that. Looks like this thing's about to need some new tires. These old Fords are bad about the bearings in the front going out and causing it to eat up tires. I know I had a Ford, and I know many other people who had Fords that were like that. But I about bet you when we come back, Whitfield County. Emergency management. This here's a government vehicle as well. Let's get the tag. Boy, that sun is getting bright. We've got another one of them little Fords sitting right here, as well as another one across the street there. These are government vehicles. Look how slick them tires are. Looks like they shined them tires up real good. Well, the bicycle's still parked around here. I didn't think any of them would have the nerve to mess with it. With a camera sitting there watching, got somebody blowing their horn, somebody in a pickup truck waving. Now we got a van up here parked illegally. I mean, they are delivering something, but they are parked blocking a exit for a wheelchair. That is the wheelchair accessible parking spot. Now, if anybody pulled up right there, they wouldn't be able to get their wheelchair out. For them to deliver paper products up here to this kangaroo courthouse. There's that old Roach coach. We're gonna put this right here so they can't say, oh, EagleNick is littering. You know what I mean, Vern? Oh, we are your local business source. They also deliver water. Scott paper towels. Nothing but the best for our government. You know what I mean, Vern? Look, that county vehicle's gone. It's parked over there this morning. I don't know why they wasn't parked out here like they're supposed to. They usually park right over here watching the...
Hey, brother. Take care of yourself, brother. Yeah, man. See you. Have a good one.
They sit over there watching the stop signs. Looks like we got a couple parked around the front here now. Well, at least one of them parked around here. But it is starting to get mighty, mighty hot out here. But this government vehicle's parked in a 30-minute only parking, but somehow or another they're able to park there all day. You know what I mean, Vern? Doesn't matter that it says 30-minute parking only. Good morning, Motor City 5, Wesley Barfield, Tubal Kane, Brandon Mitchell. Good morning to everybody. How you all doing this morning? Looks like the Dalton Fire Department parked going down through yonder ways. Well, we've been on here 1 hour and 18 minutes. I guess we're going to go down here and get the bicycle. Then we're going to go back around to the front side. Now, this is actually what I would consider the front of the courthouse, because this is the entrance to the courthouse. But really, this would be the back of the courthouse. You used to go inside from the other side. And I can hear one of my crow buddies up here, but I don't know where he's at. We probably ain't gonna stay up here too much longer. We're just gonna push the bike back around to the front up here. Good morning.
Good morning.
But the courthouse is packed up here today, I tell you that, boy. It is packed. There's a lot of people going through that kangaroo court system up here. Some bullshit charge, I'd say. They love to squeeze money out of the taxpayers. They got all these government positions. Where our government is making big dollars to extort money out of the public. See, this used to be where you went into the courthouse at until they did that expansion on it. I mean, this courthouse wasn't even half the size that it is right now. Till they did that expansion, the remodeling they called it. They didn't just remodel it, they expanded it. What you want to bet? There'll be 2 or 3 sheriff's deputies' cars parked back here. What did I tell you? Looks like they made sure I wasn't around here before they started pulling in. I see at least one right here. Looks like the only one. There's usually at least 4 or 5 different Whitfield County Sheriff's vehicles in here. I figured there'd be at least 3 or 4 of them already pulled in, but this one pulled in. He hurried inside. GV 2396Q 21C70. Whitfield County Sheriff's Department. There went a Whitfield County 4H bus. I didn't think 4H was still going. I didn't think the future farmers of America or the 4-H was still going in Georgia, because Georgia does not do too much farming other than peanuts. There goes my crow buddy. There went one of my crow buddies flying by. Good morning, Anthony. Y'all hold on a minute. I'm going to have to go back and check out these comments I missed. Well, for some reason, I've not been getting them. I didn't get them last couple of comments. I had to go back and click on them again to get them going again. Nope, Anthony, I did not bring any donuts. Look, this guy here is carrying a jug of water. That's a good idea, as hot as it is. You don't want to get too hot out here, I'll tell you that. Good morning, Tammy. How you doing this morning? Hope you're having a blessed day. Hey, I'm telling you, them crows follow me around everywhere. I figured for sure they would be more than one Whitfield County Sheriff's Department vehicle back here, but so far there's not but the one. We'll make sure they ain't none coming behind me gonna try to turn in. Make sure they don't try to run me over. Looks like I need to move that bicycle down here a little bit farther because that sun is starting to shine pretty bright right there where I've got it parked at. I don't want it to heat my seat up too bad. Yeah, I was fixing to tell that guy I liked his mustache, but then he started saying, "Don't record me." When he started that, "Don't record me, sir," that went out the window by asking him about that mustache. What's going on? Now that is who my cousin works for, Carpet Capital Fire Services. Now, as you can see, we got the bicycle parked right here. Now, we are not blocking the sidewalk. There is plenty of room for people to be able to get by if anybody else comes down the sidewalk. There goes one of my crow buddies flying across the road there. We're going to utilize that can. But we are working hard. We're pushing for 10,000 subscribers. We are pushing for the 10,000 subscriber mark. I need to get everybody to share a bunch of my content. Share my YouTube channel. Looks like chat's froze up again. Well, I hope they ain't using no blocking software right now. Now we do have super chat, super thanks, and super stickers available. I have the link to my Cash App in my channel's description. If anybody would like to help support EagleNick in the channel, it would be greatly appreciated. Did you see that big tractor and trailer? There was an ambulance coming down through there with their lights on. Now, did that big old tractor and trailer stop? Did they yield for that emergency vehicle? No, they kept right on going. The same way the ambulance was going. But I was going to tell that guy that went in, had that handlebar mustache, I was going to tell him, hey, I like that mustache, brother, but he started saying, don't record me. That was at the 1 hour and 7 minute mark when he parked up there. If anybody would like to go back and check out that mustache, check out that crepe myrtle. Boy, that's a big old crepe myrtle there. It's just one big old giant bottom of it, so they must have didn't trim it out. Just let it grow. It looks beautiful. Oh, here we got one coming in. He sort of nodded his head. Look at this. And he acted like he was going to run up on the damn sidewalk. Look at him switching lanes without even using his signals. I thought for a minute there he was trying to run me over. Dalton Public Schools Maintenance. Check out, oh, it's a mail vehicle. That's how come it's right side drive. Still got a 96 Rock out of Atlanta tag on the front, and a 96 Rock has been gone for quite a few years. But there's a lot of people switches lanes. They don't even use their signals. Well, check out that big old truck. Look at the exhaust on that thing. Look at that big old giant exhaust pipe. Thank you for coming on to the live stream, Brett. Rhea, you have a blessed day. Thank you so much. We're not going to be here much longer. I guess we're going to get ready to go ahead and end it. There's usually a lot more of the Whitfield County Sheriff's Department vehicles pulling in back here, but they don't seem to be any today except for that one. They pulled in while I was around to the front. Now, there was somebody made a comment and said, oh, EagleNick calls people who has a job well-to-do. Now, that is what I call well-to-do. Somebody who can afford to drive a big old Hummer, live in a $500,000 home, who doesn't think about anything but anybody but themselves, who can pass up a homeless person who may need something to eat or something to drink or just somebody to talk to, but they don't have time for nobody but themselves. Now, people acts like, oh, EagleNick ain't never had a job. Every job I've ever had, I worked my ass off at. I was never a gold brick. Well, thank you. My voice is annoying. I'm glad to know that. Hey, you have a blessed day, Patrick Hunt. Yeah, your comments sound special, Ed. YM. How long have you had that username, YM? Did you just make it so you could come troll on my channel? Good morning, Todd. How you doing this morning? Great to see you again. Well, baby, I never said I was special. I'm not doing anything special. I'm only doing what I'm entitled to under the Constitution, under my God-given rights. You know what I mean, Vern? But old EagleNick is not going to stop talking. I don't really do very many silent videos or silent live streams. I'm too sexy for my shirt, why I am. I'm too sexy for my shirt, so sexy that it hurts, so sexy. You know what I mean, Vern? Got a big Mercedes pulling in. The gate is open. Got a big BMW pulling in. Now you see the difference in the public and public servants. How does all these public servants afford Mercedes and BMWs? That is because this is a kangaroo court system. I'm sure they get kickbacks from all them fines and fees and court costs and surcharges. Yes, sir, Todd. We are live at the Whitfield County Courthouse in downtown Dalton, Georgia. Yep, the only vehicles that is nicer than their personal vehicles are the vehicles that we, the people, the taxpayers, provide for them to drive. You know, we pay for their vehicle, we pay for the insurance, if it even has insurance on it. We pay for the upkeep, we pay for the fuel. We had a gentleman driving a Whitfield County Board of Commissioners truck that you see parked directly on the corner here at the courthouse, who came up at the 1 hour and 7 minute mark on the live stream, and he went in this door right over here. He was telling EagleNick, don't record me, sir. I guess he doesn't understand. Look how this is peeling off up here. Looks like water damage. Now that is mighty small. That's not a lot of damage, but I wonder how many thousands upon thousands of dollars it will take for them to repair that little bit of damage. Well, that looks like a hole in the building right here. Check that out. Maybe they stick a gun out that hole and shoot people they don't like. But I was just fixing to tell that gentleman that I liked that mustache. He had a sharp handlebar mustache, old school mustache. But he started telling me, don't record me, sir. You know, I told him he could call the police if he wanted to. He could call the sheriff's department if he wanted to. I even told him that I'm EagleNick, you know, so they know who it is if he feels like calling them. You know, it ain't like there's jack shit they could do about it, though. There is no expectation of privacy in public. If he did not want anybody to see him, he shouldn't have been walking out here in the public. Now, I did not get rude or disrespectful with him. I'm sure they got cameras out here somewhere that would have saw him walking up. He didn't mind them cameras seeing him. He just didn't like the fact that old EagleNick had him on his camera. But I would like to thank everyone for coming on to the live stream. I pray that you all have a very blessed morning, afternoon, or evening, wherever you may be. Take care of yourselves, but please take care of each other. There should have been at least 2 or 3 more sheriff's vehicles parked here in the back, but for some reason they didn't pull in here today. Now we know court will be in session today because that parking lot, all the parking spots is full around the front of the courthouse. So this is business as usual today. Today is not a holiday. There goes another ambulance. Hamilton Emergency Medical Services. Now, I tell you what, I wouldn't want them to damn bandage my toe at Hamilton Medical Center. Now, there was a city police just come by me that I didn't see. I don't know where he came from. I don't know where that city police come from. I seen turning up here at the red light, but he didn't ride by me that I saw. I would like to give a shout out to Officer Maddox with the Whitfield County Sheriff's Department. I'd like to give a shout out to Officer Presley with the Dalton Police Department. I'd like to give a shout out to all the sheriff's deputies with the Whitfield County Sheriff's Department that watches my content. Thank you so much. But I guess we're going to get ready to go ahead and end the live stream. And old EagleNick is going to head on back toward the eagle's nest. Now I pray that you all have a very blessed morning, afternoon, or evening, wherever you may be. Take care of yourselves, but please take care of each other. Try not to think of people that you do not know as a stranger, but more like a sister or a brother. United we stand, but divided we fall. EagleNick. AUDITS. Peace and bacon grease. You know what I mean, VERN. I am EagleNick. And I'm out.